Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Esteemed moderator, distinguished presentators, I'm really privileged to be part of this international online conference titled as Buddhist Philosophy and its Role in Inculcating Values Among Youth, organized by Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Youth Development in association with the Indian Council for Cultural Relations in order to raise the awareness of Buddhist philosophy among the youth in this era of technological advancement. I wish to express my sincere gratitude towards the organizing committee for the initiatives and efforts that have brought us together today from different corners of the world. I hope this international conference will make significant contribution to raising the attention of the youth to the studies and practice of Buddhism further. According to the Mahayana teachings, Buddhist philosophy has major two aspects: the great compassion, aiming at the all sentient beings, and wisdom, realizing the emptiness. My topic to speak is compassionate meditation and its values in modern time. The mind or intelligence or consciousness or soul that is essential object for Buddhists to study, but doesn't belong to any of the five faculties: form, sound, odor, taste, and touch. But it does exist under the influence of change. According to the modern science, the mind is only studied through individuals' brain functions, characteristics, and behavior, and etc. And Buddhist viewpoint, it certainly exists, but it's still not seen as a tangible object, according to the modern science. Even if we try to fix all the external issues, there is no end in doing so. Once our disturbing emotions are subdued, why should we try to fix them? Shantideva, a great Indian thinker, already described the power of the positive influence of the mind in his famous work Bodhicharya Vatara in the 8th century. Later on, the Dr. Jacques Benveniste from France and Dr. Masaru Emoto from Japan concluded that the water has a paranormal ability to receive, process, and transfer the information. As you may remember, the documentaries, scientific documentaries, the Water Memory 2014 and Water 2008 caused sensations for the time being. Obviously, water has its own specific physical and chemical properties, but the most interesting fact is that the positive and negative attitudes of the mind can directly influence on it. In general, the water is blessed and commonly used as a holy substance in every religion. At my childhood, my grandparents would bless a cup of water with reciting some mantras and would give us kids to drink before breakfast in the morning. They would claim that it had some power to medically influence on the internal organs, even though they were not able to provide with scientific reasonings. Therefore, it is apparent that the mind and its intangible attitudes certainly influence on the brain cells positively and also negatively. Can we say that it's just a normal phenomenon according to the physical law If we set our mental elephant free, in return, we will fall into the miserable suffering. Even an elephant is drunk, it will not cause such a destruction like our disturbing emotions. In the same work Shantideva also emphasized the importance of balanced attention or mental discipline for the mind, which is capable of influencing on the brain cells and other physical and chemical properties consisting of liquid substance positively and negatively. In fact, there are many people from various walks of the society practicing Buddhist meditation in order to achieve a balanced attention, the best variant of happiness that we humans can obtain. According to our studies, people attending meditation classes regularly at Kandan Tekchingling Monastery, the center of Mongolian Buddhists, are said to be gaining self-confidence. Consequently, the risk of their getting stressed and depressed due to their fluctuating attention, mental ups and downs, reduce notably. Moreover, it is seen that all the experienced practitioners develop realistic approaches to various challenges happening in their daily life. Recently, a group of neuroscientists conducted a research on how a balanced attention can influence on one's immune system. According to this research conducted by Dr. Alvin Wallace, these practicing compassionate meditation regularly have much stronger immune systems and more balanced attention compared to those who do not practice. Also, they found out that those practicing such a meditation have a 30% less risk to develop dementia compared to those who do not. Kunu Rinpoche, Indian saint, Tenzin Gyaltsen, in his work Jewel Lamp, A Praise of Bodhicitta, rationally described the positive power of the mind as followed. By practicing bodhicitta, disturbing emotions and sufferings are dispelled. By practicing bodhicitta, sickness and death are transformed as the path. It is very interesting that Buddhist wisdom has the same description as the modern science does. In general, all the techniques of Buddhist meditation, including both stabilizing and analytical, are intended to develop a balanced attention. But the practice of bodhicitta, supported by the two important factors, mindfulness and awareness, accurately meets the need of today's people. For me, it looks like a social demand, because in today's world, the man-to-technology relations is dominating over the man-to-man relations. Once, Kunu Rinpoche praised the benefits of practicing bodhicitta as the dearest value to be found in the social relations. For those who want helping all the bodhicitta is required. For those who want coming close to all, the bodhicitta is required. For those who want gaining trust of all, the bodhicitta is required. For those who want becoming a relative to all, bodhicitta is required. Like the above mentioned, those who practice bodhicitta regularly have a less chance to be affected by the fluctuating emotions. It's because they reached a certain level of mental balance. Most importantly, such a balanced attention enables us to assess and accept any challenge without being affected by any disturbing emotions. Moreover, it enables one to approach to such problem in a more optimistic or realistic way for the further solution. Hence, I see the bodhicitta as the most optimistic approach. The 15% of the meditators who have attended the beginning and intermediate classes of Buddhist meditation, Gandhi Monastery, the Center of Mongolian Buddhists, since 2010 are the ones who lost his closest ones, fell sick, failed in business, and left lonely in society. After practicing bodhicitta and gaining strong balanced attention to some extent, such people are inspired to help others suffering from the same problems as they did and bring them to the meditation classes. And the 85% are the ones who come and attend meditation classes in order to know more about Buddhist meditation and the mind training to live life with no stress and to control their emotions and to accumulate good merits. As I observed over the years, a balanced attention noticeably shapes the thoughts, talks, and behavior of a meditator in a very positive way. Even it changes one's dream noticeably as positive, because dreams are the reflection of thoughts rising in one's consciousness at daytime. Thus, in my own experience, a balanced attention developed by the direct engagement of mindfulness and awareness changes dreams eventually. Other experienced practitioners will certainly say the same thing. If one extensively practices any of the stabilizing meditation techniques for many hours on a daily basis, his disordered dream sceneries stop. Instead, all the dream sceneries appear logically coherent or related. Gradually, he enters the lucid dreaming state, where he awakes in his dream and recognizes his dreaming. Surprisingly, it is commonly noticed that practicing the bodhicitta takes relatively faster to this lucid dreaming state than any other techniques. A balanced attention obtained through stabilizing meditational technique is not surprising at all, but the altruistic attitude developed through compassionate meditation is exceptional, as it tremendously benefits an individual psychologically and physically, and as well as her family, office, social relations. Especially in this time of the COVID-19 pandemic, it is commonly noticed that meditating on the bodhicitta is more helpful for people to deal with lockdowns and its following challenges. In order to overcome this difficult time, many people choose to practice the bodhicitta rather than other meditational techniques, shamatha and vipassana. In Mongolia, it is because the situation requires people to stay united in heart to overcome the pandemic. I found out that surprising number of people, including close contact medical doctors and nurses and Mongolian nationalities repatriated from abroad via chartered flights, and those still living in abroad have been extensively attending online meditation classes to learn how to meditate, particularly how to practice the bodhicitta in quarantines these days. According to a survey taken by the Association of Mongolian Buddhist Devotees in the last 30 days, 700 people attended our live-streamed meditation courses, and the most of them are found practicing bodhicitta at the end rather than other methods which were systemically taught. The most common bodhicitta generation meditation practiced here is the 7-point cause and effect instruction transmitted by Atisha Dipankara Shirijana, an Indian saint, particularly the giving and taking method. In conclusion, in the key medicinal text of Buddhism, Jushi, the fluctuating or unstabilized attention is the main factor to cause the unbalance both in the mind as well as in the body elements. But its antidote is a balanced attention. As Buddhism is introduced to our other continents, the authentic meditational techniques are highly appreciated, valued by practitioners from various walks of today's society for its surprising benefits proved by scientific researchers across the globe. It is nowadays accessible to relevant research materials of leading universities on the benefits of practicing the bodhicitta and how it influences on individuals' characteristics, behavior, brain cells, immune system. Buddhist meditation, as it very much copes with certain fields of science, neuroscience, and psychology, is being well accepted by thousands of people in Mongolia today. Finally, I would like to thank you all once again and wish the best of success in your endeavors. And also I wish to thank you all for your kind attention. May the Supreme Jewel Bodhicitta that has not arisen rise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase more and more. Thank you very much. If there is any question, please
thank you.
Feel no hesitation.
Thank you, Venerable Munkhbaatar. Very nice presentation where you have highlighted the importance of Buddhist meditation and its importance, the way it is gaining importance among the Mongolians, and not only within your country, but those who are, living abroad and resorting to the meditation to face the issues or problems that they come across during this COVID pandemic times. I think this is something which not only during the COVID pandemic times, but generally, the youth or even the non-youth can resort to whenever they have to face the challenges in life. And the way you have compare that positive influence of mind through meditation with water. It was a really excellent, sir. Thank you so much, Venerable Munkhbaatar. There are a few
Thank you very
questions.
much.
There are
Okay.
questions in the chat box. May I put them
Okay.
across? Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is from Dr. Sonam Chuki from Bhutan. You heard her yesterday, in
Yes.
her presentation yesterday, and she thanks you for the informative presentation and wants to know how could Mongolia revive Buddha Dharma under long exposure to communist ideology and persecution of Buddhist monks, nuns, and followers in Mongolia. And
Okay.
how does the youth view Buddha Dharma now in Mongolia?
Okay. So, as I said, Mongolia has had a long history of Buddhism, and actually, Mongolians received Buddhism through the Silk Road, the ancient Silk Road, from India, directly from India. And certain times, Buddhism went through declines, due to some political reasons and etc. in the ancient time. But mostly Buddhism was worshipped as a state religion in Mongolia, like Chakravarti kings. Many Mongolian kings were regarded as Chakravarti kings, like Indian, Chakravarti kings who were supporting Buddhism to flourish furthermore. But Buddhism came to in a great declination in the 1930s. Actually, this kind of political purge started little earlier in the late 1920s. This political purge started. Actually, this political purge was supported, instructed by the Russian communist leaders, Russian Bolshevik leaders. So actually, Buddhism was the core of the Mongolian culture, which was the main factor to protect the Mongolian identity against the great countries, the great neighboring countries. And then this purge started in 1930s, and almost over 30,000 highly educated Buddhist monks and scholars were executed, unfortunately, and many thousands of Buddhist monks who were regarded as the medium class were sent to hard labor camps in Russia and other corners of Mongolia, and for a long time, and most of them couldn't survive this hardship. Then in 1938, Buddhism was declared to be officially banned in Mongolia. Mongolian communist country declared an atheist country, communist country. Then around 70 years, so actually this communist regime lasted and ruling Mongolia. And during this time, it was very difficult to practice Buddha Dharma, of course. If some people were seen practicing Buddha Dharma, then they would be they would be arrested and regarded as state enemies, and so on and so on. But in our monastery, the central monastery, was reopened in 1944. 1944. Buddhism was officially banned in 1937, but our monastery, only monastery, was reopened 1944. There's a reason, because Mongolia was trying to apply for the membership of the UN, United Nations, and Mongolia had to prove their, they have the Mongolian government had this human rights, religious rights, and and etc. and etc. But at the same time, the Vice President of the United Nations, Mr. The then Vice President of the United States visited Mongolia, and in his schedule, he he's intentionally said that in his visit, he said he would like to see a Buddhist monastery, whether Mongolia has had a religious freedom or not. Then our government just quickly set up, cleaned our old temple, one of old temple, and found a few monks and put them inside. Then the U.S. President Henry Wallace visited and saw some religious activities, and he said he made some report to his government. Mongolian government had some policy reflexive, some kind of policy towards religion, so they in some way they're supporting human rights or religious rights and etc. Then since then, the government couldn't close our temple. It attracted so many old people. Old people had nothing to lose, they had nothing to lose if they were to be arrested and etc. Then slowly, Buddhism slowly spread, but very under it was spreading under very strict supervision from the government. But slowly, the temples, out of 2,000 Buddhist monasteries and temples, only just 4 temples were survived, and all the others were completely destroyed. Then in 1990s, in 1970s, communist government policy became much flexible towards Buddhism. Then it allowed younger generation to become enrolled in the Buddhist monasteries in order to become Buddhist monks. Then you see, India, we always admire India and respect India. You sent us Kushok Pakula Rinpoche. Kushok Pakula Rinpoche from Ladakh. And he actually came to Mongolia as the ambassador from India to Mongolia. He made also a very valuable contribution to the revival of Buddhism in Mongolia. Kushok Pakula Rinpoche from Ladakh. Once he was a parliament member of India, Lok Sabha. Member of Lok Sabha. And now,
thank
just
you. Okay. Because we have another 3 presentations actually.
Okay.
Yes, I think this can be shared in the chat box, all the information of Dr. Sonam. But there's just one question, if you can answer that. What is the best place to practice meditation in Mongolia? This is by Venerable
Countryside. Countryside. Huge land, territory. Okay. Very small population, only 3 million population.
Yes. So nature, along with
nature. Okay. Just you will enjoy meditation in the nature with wild animals.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Just 1 second, ma'am. I would like to make a small comment. I highly compliment your presentation. We got an overview of practice of Buddhist philosophy in Mongolia. Now we have got a very good idea, and the way you shared everything, it is really very informative, very encouraging, and we are very happy because our origin is also from Mongolia, perhaps. So we have a good connection. India has a good connection with your country.
Yes.
However, how it is practiced, how it is people taken it, I think it is good for mental peace, happiness of common people in Mongolia. So the
Yes.
meditation, other practices. So India
Yes.
government has taken a very good stand to revive that Buddhist culture in India, strengthen its presence here. So we'll have many more programs in future. We'll try to connect ourselves. We'll invite you
Very good,
even
sir.
physically also,
Very good.
so that we can learn more and we can propagate the basic philosophy of Buddhist culture and its impact on younger population. I think that is need of the hour, to disseminate
Thank you very much.
values
Thank
among
you very
youth
much, sir.
of the society. Thank you very much.
Professor Sipnath, thank you very much. Only a few words. In order to survive, revive Mongolian Buddhism, India is helping greatly. Now, 700 Buddhist monks are studying in India for higher Buddhist studies and practice.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Sipnath,
Thank you.
Professor
Thank you.
Sipnath.
Thank you.
Thank you.